What is up, awesome people? And welcome to my Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire How to Catch series. Alright, so this is going to be a little sub-walkthrough to my main walkthrough where I focus mainly on how to catch particular Pokemon throughout the game. Now this is going to cover both rare Pokemon that you can catch in the grass as well as DexNav exclusive Pokemon. So I'm going to work my way through the routes, starting from the very first route, which is Route 101, and work my way all the way through to the Mirage spots you can get through Street Pass. So this is going to be quite a almost in-depth walkthrough, I suppose, on the catching side of the game. So I'm going to start off, as I said, from Route 101. And before I do begin, there is a couple of things I'd like to point out. So I'm going to mostly go through the easiest ways to catch Pokemon. And that would be, obviously, to carry particular balls that work to particular situation. So for example, I'm currently playing the game at night, so the best ball for me would either be going with what most players would use, which would be Ultra Ball, or going for a Dusk Ball, which has a high chance of catching Pokemon when played in night or in caves or anywhere dark. Now that would probably be the best way to go. There's also particular balls that work with certain Pokemon. So for example, a dive ball would work with Pokemon, with water type Pokemon, I do believe, or Pokemon that have been caught through fishing or an underwater. Another one would be netball, which do believe works with like lower level Pokemon or bug type Pokemon in particular. Certain things like that. You've also got like repeat balls that help catch Pokemon you've already caught beforehand. Certain things like that. And the way to get those type of Pokeballs is to head to Rushboro City, and the Pokemon there has access to them once you talk to Devon Corporation scientist who sits outside the Rushboro cave once you've done a certain something, I do believe, later on, halfway through the game, I do believe. So you can go talk to him and all those balls will be accessible to you. I'll actually go fly there right now so you guys know what I'm talking about, because I have actually unlocked that Pokemon, thank God. Alright, so I'll quickly just go through. I think the mart should have them all. And then I'll go straight into our first Pokemon. Alright, so as I said, if you just head to Rushboro City. And I think it's this guy. Alright, so there's Repeat Ball, Timer Ball, and Netball. So Netball work more effectively on water or bug type Pokemon. Timer Ball work as there's more turns in the battle. I think after 4 turns is at maximum strength. And Repeat Ball, that works better on Pokemon that you've caught before. And I think the other guy may have like normal stuff. I'll just have a look. Yep, I've yet to see like Dust Balls or anything like that. I think they may be on the Battle Resort or something, but maybe even from the Eco Department Store. But if you can find balls like that from any of the Pokemarts, there would be the way to go if you're playing at night as well, which is what I actually used back in 4th generation, because I played my game mostly at night. Plus I did like the Dust Balls effect when they came out. Anyways, let's get into the nitty gritty of the guide, and that's going for our Pokemon. So I'm going to start off Route 101. There is 3 Pokemon that you can find walking in the grass, and there's 3 DexNav exclusive Pokemon. So for the DexNav exclusive, they are only available once you've got the National Dex. So once you've got that, you can actually go for this Pokemon. Otherwise, they won't be accessible to you otherwise. So a Poochyena just popped up, so that's cool with me. I can just scare that off. But just 1 second, it's got Snatch and Quick Feet. We'll say bye-bye to that one. Alright, so the best way to go about catching either one of 3 from this part is just walk around, probably just up in here, because you're walking around 2 patches of grass. And another Poochyena popped up. That's probably my own fault that Poochyenas are popping up, because I have quite a high DexNav level for Poochyena, only because I was looking for a particular one. No, not there. I think that was a Wurmple. And it's got Tackle Shield Dust. We'll say bye-bye to that one. Alright, so I'm sorry I can't show you the bottom. Oh wait, we just got one. We got Lillipup. Now I'm sorry I can't show you my bottom screen because my bottom screen doesn't work for my capture card. But on the bottom screen, I've currently got my DexNav, and it tells me what Pokemon are popping up. So there we have, it's a shaking grass. So if you are looking at your DexNav on the bottom screen, it'll actually give you an exclamation mark, which means it's an exclusive Pokemon that isn't part of the Hoenn Dex. So sneak up on it like you were taught at the very beginning of the game. And there's our first Pokemon, a Lillipup. This is a pure normal type. It appears at level 2 or 3, I do believe. You may be able to catch it at level 13, like the rest of the annoying Pokemon, because sometimes I have encountered level 13 Poochyena around here. So the best way to go about it is to go for false swipes. You can pick it up from Rushbro Pokemart as well, so just go to that Pokemart I showed you at the beginning of the episode and talk to the guy in the suit and he'll give you false swipes. They'll always bring a Pokemon down to 1 health, making them a hell of a lot easier to catch. And then just throw your Ultra Ball at them. And there you go. There's our very first non-Hoenn exclusive Pokemon, aka a DexNav exclusive Pokemon. So that is how you catch a Lillipup. Alright, so Lillipup's data was added to the Pokédex. Alright, number 506, Lillipup, the puppy Pokemon. The long hair around its face provides an amazing radar that lets it sense subtle changes in its surroundings. Alright, so I won't give a nickname to that Lillipup, and it was transferred to Box 1. Alright, so once you've caught that Pokemon, it will be available to you all the time in your DexNav. So all you got to do on your bottom screen, again I do apologise not being able to show you guys, is tap on its picture in the bottom screen, then hit search, and there we go, there's another Lillipup. Well, where are you? Level 2? Let's see if we can find a few more of these guys. Now, another method of going about the DexNav, if there's like a large grass area, and it's a little bit hard to get to the Pokemon, and you fear that you're going to run into another Pokemon, which can make the Pokemon disappear, which is quite annoying if you're looking for quite a rare Pokemon, I do suggest having Max Repels on. So the Max Repels won't cancel out the DexNav, it'll just cancel out any Pokemon that you run into normally. Alright, so there's one Lillipup down. So I'm just going to do a big chain of them, just show you guys. So I couldn't find any then. Just do a couple of steps if it doesn't work. If it still gives you an error, just walk around for a little bit. Do your search again. And again. And that was a Poochyena. And go wait. I think my Poochyena Dex level was like 65 or something. Alright, where are you? Now another thing to keep in mind is... Oop, I'm walking away from it. Is there are a couple of arrows on your bottom screen. Now, the arrows actually represent how far away you are from the Pokemon. Oh, I ran into another Pokemon. Rats! I was only level 2 anyway, and it had Leer for its first move, and I ran into a bloody Whirlpool. God damn you bloody sod! Go away! I'm not going after you. And I lost my Lillipup. Bugger! Let's try again. Alright, can't be found. And again, can't be found. And another Poochyena, level 55. Oh my goodness. Also, through the DexNav, you also have a possibility of finding Dreamworld Pokemon. So if you want Dreamworld Pokemon, or if you want Pokemon with egg moves, DexNav is the way to go. Now this one has Endure for its first move. It's at level 2. And the more you level up your DexNav for that Pokemon, the more you're able to see for it. So you go for first move is the first thing you'll see. Eventually you'll be able to see what ability it's got or what item it's holding. And then it'll move on to eventually being able to see what potential it has. Now your potential is marked out of 3 stars. 1 star meaning it's got 1 perfect IV. 2 star meaning it's got 2 perfect IVs. And 3 meaning it's got 3 perfect IVs. So I'm pretty sure the highest amount of perfect IVs you can have on a DexNav Pokemon is 3, which is actually really good. If you're breeding for competitive Pokemon, that is actually a great start, 3 IVs. Right, so Sand Attack and Vital Spirit, and I ain't gonna catch this thing because another Pokemon blocked me. It's a bloody Zigzagoon. Alright, let's run from that one. Alright, I'll go for one more Lillipup and then we'll call it an episode. So if you had Max Repels on, you wouldn't really have that problem. I just don't want to put on Max Repels now. I'm just going to show you guys how to go about the whole DexNav thing. And come on. It may take you a few goes before you actually do find the Pokemon again, but just keep it, be quite consistent with it. Make sure you run a few steps and then try again, and you'll eventually find one. And of course, I keep finding a Poochyena. I think that one had run away. I only just looked at it briefly. Alright, so we're coming close to it. Pick up and Leah, level 2. Right, so because I've seen it 3 times, I'm able to see its ability. The next time I see it, I'll be able to see its potential. As I said, it's rated out of 3 stars. Alright, we'll just kill this one. Alrighty. I think that's enough for Lillipup. So, for those of you who are looking for a Lillipup in-game Route 1 using your DexNav after you completed the Elite Four and got your National Dex from Professor Birch is the way to go. Or you can transfer it from Pokemon X and Y. But for those of you who don't have Pokemon X and Y, can come to Route 101 after the Elite Four with your DexNav, and you can search around here and you'll eventually find a Lillipup. So, that's it for this episode, and as always, thank you so much for taking your time out of your day to check out this episode. And if you haven't already, make sure to check out my main Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire walkthrough. And since this was the first episode for my How to Catch series, I can't really say check out my previous episodes, but if you like what you see, make sure to stick around for future episodes. And until next time, this is Lady KrimZen saying ciao for now, but not forever. Ciao!